Do people realize that we're just like them? We are just like people that live in gated neighborhoods. Our children want to go to school and learn. Our husbands go stark crazy, sitting around without work. We just need a chance. About 1 million people live inside the almost 1 square mile Kibera slum in the heart of Nairobi, Kenya. These have very little chance to better themselves. They desire to offer their children a better life, but face obstacles that seem too large. Many of the people tell similar stories about how they found themselves living in Kibera. Many express feelings of hopelessness. They are physically and spiritually hungry.
I moved to Kibera 27 years ago to be closer to family. I used to have a store here. I sold vegetables and fruits. I made enough to feed my family and pay rent. Then we had the election violence. My store was burned down. I had nothing to support my family with. I had to make money, so I started making and selling illicit brew. I am not proud of what I do now. I know that it is not an honest living, but I am able to feed my family. I'm scared that it will teach my children that alcohol is okay to drink.
I wonder how I will fare if my life began in the arms of a mother struggling to survive in Kibera. Many that live here drown their lack of hope and peace with homebrewed alcohol, sex, and drugs. Seeing a girl so destitute that she is willing to sell herself for under 50 cents, even in an area where the HIV rate is so high, is heartbreaking. Knowing she's doing that to feed her family a meal of boiled cornmeal tonight brings the intense depth of horror a bit more in focus.
We do not like where we live. It's hard to raise children here. It's very dirty. Even to find a toilet is hard because most of the ones that are here are full. People use the bathrooms in small plastic bags and then tie them in a knot before tossing them in the paths. They are called flying toilets. You see the bags all around.
It is said that there is one toilet for every 1,700 people. The lack of sanitation couples with the lack of nutrition, creating an environment where the residents of Kibera struggle with all sorts of sicknesses. 1 in 7 is believed to be HIV positive.
I used to have a shop here in Kibera. I had a sewing machine and would make things for people. During the election violence, my shop was raided and looted, and my 15-year-old son was killed. He was my firstborn. I still have to make money to feed my 5 other children and the 3 orphans that live with me.
Hearing the stories brings heaviness. The injustice of it all rages inside of me. How can I make a difference? Is there any help? Any hope? Is there any help anymore? They need to know about the hope that I have found in Jesus. By witnessing to the one the Lord brings in your path and training new believers in the ways of the Lord, you can bring them out of their community to continue teaching what they have learned. Along with the training from God's work, training in areas that they can use to support their families is needed. Business, craft, and service skills are needed.
I just want a better future for my kids. They need a good education. I don't want them to have to go to bed hungry and wake up hungry. They go to school hungry and have trouble learning. This is my only desire. This is the life that I have, but I want something different for my children.
Sports clinics and Bible studies for youth could fill the idle days for many, allowing them to be led in the direction of change. Do we realize that we're just like them? Kibera has become somewhat of a tourist spot. Famous people come and have their picture taken and practically throw coins as they leave. Others come and do reports and research, taking photographs and a video to share with the world. Many of these visitors come to see things that move them, often prompting promises to the residents that rarely come through. What Kibera needs are people willing to come and pour their lives into the deepest recesses of the place. There is very little mission work happening within the slum. Will you be willing to come, not to get your picture taken with the less fortunate, to have it in a frame for all to see, but to pour your life out into this place? They need help with some of their worst physical needs, but also they need someone to minister to their greatest need, Jesus. They are hungry physically, but they are also hungry spiritually. There are opportunities to come for a summer, a semester, or a couple of years. What can you do?